Welcome, traveler. You have come far, and now the night has opened itself gently for you to rest. So sit or lie down as you wish, and allow yourself to be carried into a quiet place where there is nothing to do and nothing to worry about, where the weight of the day can fall away and the world slows, leaving only the soft glow of a fire before us, the gentle rustle of trees in the cool night air, and the steady presence of a young knight who has set aside his armor and sword to keep watch for you while you drift toward sleep. The cloak I wear is heavy and familiar, carrying the faint scent of smoke and earth, and I wrap it around my shoulders as I settle. Beside the fire, feeling the warmth seep slowly into my bones, and thinking of all the long roads I have walked to arrive at this place. Yet tonight, none of those journeys matter, because all that is needed is this moment, the quiet between the stars and the gentle rhythm of your breathing, which I invite you to notice, to follow, to allow to guide you deeper into the calm that surrounds us. Beyond the trees, a small stream winds along smooth stones, flowing slowly, endlessly, without hurry or expectation, and as I watch it, I imagine you hearing the soft trickle of water, the whisper of movement that has been unchanged for countless nights, and I invite you to let your mind follow that gentle path, letting thoughts drift by as leaves on the surface of the stream carried away without effort, leaving your heart lighter and your body heavier, grounded and supported by the earth beneath. You by the fire beside you, and by my steady presence. The moon hangs high above, casting a soft silver light that touches the tips of the trees and glints faintly against the pale stones of a distant castle, which rests upon a hill as still and calm as the night itself, its gates closed, its windows dark, and its courtyards empty, breathing quietly in rhythm with the forest and the wind, a place where even stone seems to sleep and trust the world to hold its rest, as the fire crackles gently, casting slow-moving shadows across the ground. I speak softly, not to rouse thought or action, but to guide your mind into a place where the only movement is the slow ebb of breath, the gentle sway of leaves, the subtle shimmer of moonlight through the branches, and I remind you that there is no need to hurry, that the night is patient and nothing can disturb this calm, that you are safe and that you are free to let your body sink deeper into the earth, your hands resting easily, your shoulders relaxed, and your mind following the endless winding paths of quiet and peace that stretch out before you like the road. I have walked so many times, but never too quickly, because all journeys are best traveled slowly when the goal is rest. I have walked through forests like this many nights before, learning to listen to the night and to understand the language of silence. And tonight I share that language with you, inviting you to hear not for meaning, but for presence, to feel the softness of the grass beneath you, the weightless fall of leaves, the way shadows stretch and fold over themselves without effort, and the gentle hum of life that continues even when everything seems still, because stillness itself has its own rhythm, one that your body can follow if you allow yourself to sink into it and drift. The fire softens as the night deepens, and I keep watch, knowing that every flicker of light, every whisper of wind, every subtle sound of distant water is a companion to the calm that surrounds you. And I remind you gently that you do not need to think, you do not need to remember, you do not need to do anything at all, only to breathe slowly, evenly, and to allow your mind to wander softly among images of quiet roads, moonlit forests, pale stone castles, and the gentle guardianship of a young knight who has made it his duty tonight to keep you safe in the stillness. As the hours pass, the stars wheel slowly overhead, and the night deepens further into a dark velvet that comforts rather than frightens. And I speak ever more softly now, my words repeating in gentle patterns, echoing the rhythm of the fire, the stream, the trees, until your thoughts begin to slow naturally. Your breathing becomes steady and unforced, and your eyelids feel heavy with the weight of calm and peace, until the quiet stretches endlessly around you, and every small movement, every whisper, every breath of wind and flicker of shadow reminds you that you are held, that you are safe, and that you are allowed to drift fully into the night. Now, you can close your eyes if you have not already, feeling the soft warmth of the fire, the coolness of the night air against your skin, and the subtle pulse of the world slowing around you. And you may imagine yourself walking along a moonlit road with me, the young knight, beside you, watching, guiding, and keeping every footstep calm and measured, until the gentle repetition of sounds, the soft imagery, and the endless rhythm of breath carry you into a deep, peaceful sleep where nothing disturbs you, and the only presence is the quiet assurance that I will remain here through every hour, every shadow, every peaceful moment that follows, until the night itself fades into the soft light of dawn, and the world awakens once again, but you have rested fully and completely, under the watchful care of a gentle knight who knows the value of stillness, the comfort of calm, and the quiet power of letting go. The night continues to breathe slowly around us, and even as the fire settles into a bed of glowing embers, its warmth remains steady, comforting, like a promise that does not need to be spoken aloud. And I shift only slightly where I sit, careful not to disturb the quiet that has wrapped itself around you, my movements measured and soft, the way one learns to move when the world itself feels sacred and easily stirred. And I let my gaze rest on the horizon where the trees thin and the sky opens wider, reminding you without words that there is space here, endless space, and that you are not required to fill it with thought or concern, only with breath, slow and easy, rising and falling like the tide that answers only to the moon. Somewhere deeper in the forest, an owl calls once and then grows silent again, as if even sound itself knows when to step back, and the stream continues its patient journey over stone and root, never rushing, never stopping, teaching by example that rest does not mean stillness alone, but a gentle, unforced flow. And as you listen, your body learns this lesson to muscles, loosening one by one, jaw, unclenching brow, smoothing heartbeat, finding a slower, kinder rhythm that matches the quiet pulse of the night, until effort feels unnecessary, and gravity becomes a friend rather than a weight. I remain here, a quiet figure by the embers, my armor resting nearby, untouched, unnecessary in this place, because nothing here seeks to harm, and nothing needs defending against. And I think of all the nights I have stood watch like this, not against danger, but for peace itself, guarding moments of rest, of recovery, of gentle surrender, and I extend that guardianship to you now, letting it settle over you like a second blanket, invisible yet reassuring, reminding you that while you sleep, the world does not demand anything from you, and nothing is expected except that you rest. The castle on the distant hill seems even quieter now, its shape softened by the deepening night, as though it too has exhaled and settled into sleep, and the stars above shift almost imperceptibly, tracing ancient paths across the sky, steady and unchanging. And I invite you to imagine that same steadiness within yourself. A calm center that does not move with passing thoughts or fading worries, a place that remains untouched by the noise of the day, where you can return again and again whenever you need rest, simply by slowing your breath and allowing yourself to be held by the quiet. As time stretches gently onward, my voice grows lower, slower, weaving itself into the sounds of the night, until it feels less like words and more like a presence, a reassurance that drifts through your mind without asking to be understood. And I speak of simple things now, of warmth and shadow, of the way the earth supports without effort, of the comfort found in knowing that nothing must be solved before sleep arrives, because the night itself is willing to carry what you set down, to hold it until morning, when it may look different, lighter, or perhaps not need to be picked up at all. Your breathing deepens further, each inhale calm and unhurried, each exhale releasing a little more of the day. And I watch the rise and fall of the embers as if they mirror that rhythm, glowing softly, dimming, glowing again, never fully fading, and I let that gentle pattern guide the space between my words, leaving more and more silence for you to drift into, because silence, too, is a companion, one that asks nothing and gives much. The forest seems to lean inward now, trees standing like quiet sentinels, their branches swaying just enough to remind us that the world is alive even in rest, and a cool breeze passes through, brushing your skin lightly before moving on, carrying with it the scent of pine and damp earth, grounding and real, and you may feel yourself sinking deeper still, as if the ground beneath you has grown softer, more welcoming, shaping itself perfectly to support you without effort or resistance. I keep watch through it all, through the deepening quiet, through the slow turning of the sky, through the long, peaceful moments that no longer need to be counted, and I remind you gently, one last time, that you are safe here, that you are allowed to sleep deeply and without interruption, and that nothing will ask for your attention until you are ready to wake, and even then, the calm you find here can remain with you, carried forward like a small, steady flame. And so the night holds us, the forest breathes, the stream flows, and my presence remains constant and unbroken, a quiet assurance woven into the darkness as you drift fully now into sleep, deeper and deeper, wrapped in warmth, silence and trust, knowing that I will remain here, unmoving and watchful through every shadow and every gentle hour that follows until rest has done its work and the night slowly, kindly gives way to morning. The night welcomes the request without question, opening itself wider, deeper, as though it has been waiting patiently for this very moment to linger a little longer, and I remain here as before, unmoving yet alive with quiet awareness, my presence steady beside the embers that glow like a heart at rest, and there is no sense of urgency now, no edge to time, only a long, gentle unfolding where moments blend into one another so smoothly that they no longer need names. The forest seems to breathe with us, a slow, shared rhythm that passes from root to trunk to leaf, and then outward into the open air, and I imagine that breath brushing past you, not cool, not warm, just present, a subtle reminder that you are part of this living stillness, that the same calm moving through the trees also moves through you, settling into your chest, your back, your limbs, until effort fades entirely, and even the idea of holding yourself up feels unnecessary. The embers shift slightly on their own, a quiet settling rather than a spark, and their soft glow paints the ground in gentle shades of red and gold that slowly change without demanding attention. And I let that slow change become a lesson offered without words, showing how movement does not have to disturb peace, how change can happen so softly that it feels like rest itself, and your mind, sensing this, allows its grip to loosen further, releasing any last need to follow, to understand, or to stay awake. Somewhere far away, so distant it barely feels real, a branch creaks and then grows still again, and the sound passes through the night without leaving a mark, just as thoughts now pass through you, lighter than before, thinner, less insistent, appearing briefly and dissolving before they can take shape, leaving behind only a widening quiet that feels safe and familiar, like a place you have visited many times but never needed to remember. I keep my gaze outward, attentive but relaxed, the way one watches the horizon when there is nothing expected to arrive. And in that watching there is a deep trust, a knowing that the world can take care of itself for a while. And I let that trust extend to you, settling gently into your awareness, offering permission to rest fully, to sleep deeply, to let go without fear of missing anything important. Because, for now, rest is the most important thing of all. The weight of your body feels more evenly distributed now, no single place holding tension, no edge pressing back against the ground, just a smooth, supported stillness. And if there is any remaining tightness, any place that has not yet softened, it is invited, quietly and without force, to follow the rest, to release in its own time. Knowing there is no deadline and no expectation, only space. The sky overhead feels closer somehow, not looming, but protective, like a wide, dark canopy drawn gently around the world. And even without seeing the stars, you can sense their presence, steady and constant. And I imagine that steadiness settling into you as well, anchoring you in a calm that does not shift with passing moods or fleeting worries, a calm that exists beneath everything else, always available when you slow enough to feel it. My voice, if it still reaches you at all, is now little more than a current beneath the surface of awareness, guiding without directing, present without insisting. And it speaks of simple truths that do not need to be remembered, only felt. That you are safe, that you are allowed to rest, that nothing is required of you in this moment, and that the night is content to hold you exactly as you are. The stream continues its endless path, unseen now, but steady. And its persistence becomes part of the background of being. A reminder that even while you sleep, life flows gently onward, carrying what needs to be carried, resolving what does not need your attention, allowing you the rare and precious gift of doing nothing at all, of trusting that the world can turn without your effort. I remain here through it all, my watch unbroken, my presence quiet and reliable, not standing guard against danger, but holding space for rest, for healing, for the kind of sleep that reaches deep and lingers long after waking, smoothing the edges of thought and restoring a sense of balance that cannot be forced. As the night stretches further, darkness thickens into something soft and velvety, no longer something to see through, but something to sink into, and you drift with it, deeper and deeper, carried by breath, by warmth, by the gentle certainty that nothing will disturb you here, that every shadow is familiar, every sound friendly, every moment shaped for rest. And so the hours pass, without needing to be counted, the embers dim and glow in their own time, the forest holds its quiet vigil, and I remain beside you, calm and constant, while sleep wraps around you completely now, not pulling, not pushing, simply arriving, layer by layer, until there is nothing left to do but rest, deeply and peacefully, held by the night, watched over without interruption, and allowed to remain here, suspended in stillness, for as long as you need. And as the night stretches on, deeper and more complete, even the faintest sounds become part of the calm, each one weaving seamlessly into the fabric of stillness, until there is no line between what is heard and what is felt, and you begin to sense a rhythm that is entirely your own, yet perfectly in tune with the night around us. The gentle rustle of leaves high above moves like a soft caress across your awareness. The distant trickle of the stream becomes a lullaby carried through the forest, and even the faintest sigh of the wind brushing the grass feels like a careful hand guiding you further into ease. A reminder that rest is not merely the absence of action, but the presence of quiet, a living, breathing companion. I shift only slightly beside the embers, careful not to disturb the delicate harmony that surrounds you, and in that movement, I imagine drawing a line of warmth, Through the air, a subtle thread of comfort that extends from my cloak, from my presence, and settles softly over your shoulders, across your back, flowing into your limbs, until your body feels fully supported, fully contained, fully free to surrender to the rhythm of breath, slow and even like a tide moving steadily and without effort. Every heartbeat is echoed by the night itself, steady, patient, unhurried. And you can let yourself rest in that reflection, knowing that for this moment there is nothing to do, nowhere to go, no expectation to meet only the quiet, enveloping, steady presence of now. Above, the moon continues its silent orbit, pale and unwavering, and its light filters gently through the canopy, casting soft silver traces along the ground, illuminating the curves of stone, the gentle rise and fall of the earth, and the distant castle whose darkened towers seem to exhale slowly, a breath perfectly synchronized with the forest and with us. Imagine yourself walking toward that light, or letting it fall upon you where you already lie, and feel how it brushes over your skin, your hair, your shoulders, settling like a caress, a reminder that you are held by more than just the warmth of the fire. More than my quiet watch beside you, you are held by the world itself. Patient and attentive, waiting for no one, welcoming all who are willing to rest. The embers flicker again, small sparks rising and fading into the dark like fleeting thoughts, each one appearing briefly and vanishing without need or consequence. And I invite your mind to follow their example, to notice, to acknowledge, and then to let go, leaving space for the calm to expand, filling every corner of your awareness, settling into the hollows where tension once rested, smoothing the edges of worry until nothing remains except the soft, steady rhythm of being, and the understanding that stillness itself is rich, full, and sustaining. I speak now more softly than before, my words no longer carrying meaning but carrying tone, warmth, presence, a gentle vibration that moves through the night, threading together the silence and the faint sounds into a tapestry of reassurance. There is no hurry, no goal, no conclusion necessary, only the slow unfolding of each breath, the gentle guidance of the night, and the constant knowledge that you are not alone. Though I do not touch you, my presence surrounds you like a protective circle, invisible yet palpable, as real as the warmth of the fire, the earth beneath, and the quiet that enfolds us both. The forest deepens further into shadow, and yet the darkness is soft, velvety, and protective, offering nothing to fear, nothing to interrupt your rest. The trees sway lightly, their branches whispering secrets older than memory, and you are free to listen without understanding, to feel without analyzing, to drift without direction, carried by a current of calm that moves through the night and through you simultaneously. Each exhale releases a little more of the day, a little more of worry, a little more of tension, until your body becomes perfectly aligned with the slow, steady pulse of the world around you, and you feel as though you are floating, fully supported, yet grounded in the quiet certainty of the earth beneath. The distant stream continues its endless journey, its soft gurgle a steady companion, a reminder that even while the night sleeps, life moves on gently, without hurry, without demand, carrying everything that needs to be carried, leaving you free to surrender completely to rest. And as your eyelids grow heavier, your thoughts quieter, your body softer, the night expands, embracing you fully, each moment blending seamlessly into the next, until the line between self and surroundings disappears, and all that remains is a profound sense of being held, being safe, being allowed to drift ever deeper into sleep. And so I remain, as always, a steady presence beside the dying embers, a quiet sentinel of rest, my cloak heavy around my shoulders, the scent of smoke and earth lingering in the air, the stars wheeling above, the forest breathing softly, and the world, in its gentle, patient way, supporting you completely, holding you as you sink further into dreams, until the night itself becomes your lullaby, and sleep, deep and uninterrupted, wraps you in its perfect embrace. The night stretches further deeper, as though time itself has loosened its hold entirely, allowing each moment to expand, lingering without urgency, without end, and I remain here beside the embers, a quiet figure wrapped in the familiar weight of my cloak, the faint scent of smoke and earth rising softly in the cool night air. My presence is steady, deliberate, yet effortless, offering a constant reassurance that need not be spoken aloud, for the night itself speaks in quiet currents of sound and light, carrying you deeper into calm layer by layer, until the act of being awake feels distant, optional, and the body fully supported by the earth, the fire, and the subtle guardianship of my watchful presence begins to surrender entirely. Above, the sky arcs wider now, an infinite dome of deep velvet, punctuated by innumerable stars, their silver light drifting softly through the branches, casting delicate patterns across the ground, and even the shadows of the trees seem alive with gentle motion, a slow, rhythmic breathing of the forest that mirrors your own, steady and unforced. I invite you to imagine those stars as quiet companions, ancient and patient, tracing arcs of constancy across the heavens, and to feel their subtle presence inside you as well, a constant thread of calm running through your chest, your back, your limbs, until every cell of your body resonates with the quiet, enduring peace of the night. The embers beneath my hands glow faintly, pulsing almost imperceptibly, and the fire itself seems to breathe alongside. You exhaling warmth, inhaling cool night air, its soft crackle harmonizing with the distant stream and the faint rustle of leaves, each sound layered upon the last, until the world feels full yet without effort, abundant yet completely restful. I let the fire become a mirror of your own internal rhythm, rise and fall, glow and fade, steady and enduring, and in this reflection, your mind loosens further, thoughts drifting freely like leaves on water, never clinging, never forced, carried entirely by the natural flow around you, leaving your awareness spacious, open, weightless. I shift slightly, settling more comfortably, careful to disturb neither fire nor earth. As though the warmth, the quiet, the assurance of my watch has woven itself into an invisible mantle that flows over you, down your arms, across your chest and legs, settling into every inch of your body. And with this gentle embrace, your muscles continue to soften, your breathing deepens, and the tension of the day, all the small knots of worry and fatigue, begin to dissolve completely, leaving behind only the steady, unhurried pulse of rest. Somewhere deeper in the forest, a gentle owl calls once, twice, and then falls silent, and the sound does not disturb. The stream winds farther along, a continuous thread of soft murmuring, a lullaby without words, flowing endlessly, patiently, offering a quiet example of unhurried persistence that neither demands attention nor interrupts your ease. Let your mind follow that current, if it wishes, drifting along its smooth stones, dipping beneath gentle ripples, floating as effortlessly as your thoughts now drift, appearing briefly, then carried away without effort or concern. The distant castle on the hill, once sharp in memory, is now softened completely, its towers and walls fading into the silver grey of moonlight, its courtyards and gates empty and still. Breathing slowly as if in tandem with the forest, the stream, and your own body. Imagine stepping lightly toward it, or simply letting it exist in your vision without needing to reach it. Its quiet solidity reminding you that some places, some moments exist only to be safe, to be calm, to be held, and that this is exactly the permission you are granted now. To rest fully, to surrender completely, to drift entirely into the vast patient embrace of the night. I speak now even softer, my words blending with the night itself, becoming part of the air, the subtle movements, the steady pulse of everything around us. And in their tone, more than in their meaning, lies reassurance that you are entirely safe, that no sound, no shadow, no movement will disturb this space, that you are free to let go of thought, of worry, of need, until even the idea of effort is unnecessary. Your body is grounded by the earth, warmed by the fire, held by the quiet weight of my presence, and surrounded by the infinite, gentle expanse of night. And in this convergence of elements, you are permitted to exist in a state of complete ease, fully supported by forces both seen and unseen. The air shifts gently, brushing past your skin, cool yet comforting, carrying with it the subtle scent of pine, of damp earth, of night itself, and in that movement, every remaining trace of tension is drawn away, absorbed into the vast patience of the world, leaving your body supple, light, yet anchored. Every breath now moves freely, unforced, and your chest rises and falls in perfect accord with the night, steady as the stream, quiet as the shadowed forest, unbroken as the slow turning of the stars overhead. The hours stretch endlessly, yet the passage of time has no weight here, only continuity, a seamless flow of darkness and gentle illumination, of sound and silence, of warmth and coolness, all moving in tandem, all converging around you until there is nothing left but this perfect stillness. And in that stillness, sleep comes fully, wrapping you in layers of warmth and quiet, a profound, uninterrupted surrender that reaches to the very marrow, soothing and restoring, deeper than thought, deeper than dreaming, until every cell knows ease, every nerve dissolves tension, every part of you is aligned with the endless, patient rhythm of the world. I remain here, steady, unwavering, beside the embers, beneath the canopy of stars, wrapped in cloak and quiet, holding this space, not with vigilance, born of fear, but with care born of understanding, that rest is sacred, that peace must be protected, that stillness is a treasure, and that you, in this moment, are allowed to receive it fully. Every flicker of firelight, every whisper of leaves, every distant trickle of the stream becomes a part of the gentle scaffolding holding you aloft, carrying you further and further into the depths of sleep, where nothing intrudes, where nothing is demanded, where nothing can disturb the slow, restorative unfolding of the night's embrace. And so the world around us softens entirely. Shadows fold, leaves sway ever so gently, the stream murmurs quietly, the stars arc patiently, the castle rests in stillness, and I remain a constant presence, invisible yet palpable, a silent guardian of your rest. You are suspended in this perfect calm breathing, steadily drifting, endlessly, the weight of the day fully released until the night itself feels woven into your being, carrying you fully unbroken towards sleep. So deep that every exhale feels like surrender, every heartbeat a drum of peace, every sense a channel of calm, until the boundary between you and the world dissolves entirely, leaving nothing but the quiet, infinite embrace of night, soft, eternal, and wholly yours. The night holds on gently, expanding around us like a vast, unbroken cloak. Each breath of wind a soft exhale, each rustle of leaves a whisper that seems to speak only to those who are willing to listen without thought. And you, now fully surrendered to the calm, are exactly such a listener. The embers glow, low, steady, a heartbeat in miniature that mirrors the rhythm of your own body, rising and falling without effort, without hurry, as though the fire itself has learned to follow the flow of peace that moves through the forest, through the stream, through the moonlit air, and through you. I sit close, my presence, a constant gentle weight, the cloak around my shoulders, a reminder of warmth and patience, of steady, unwavering watchfulness, and though my movements are slow, deliberate, they carry no weight of urgency, only the soft insistence of care. Above, the stars wheel endlessly, distant and luminous, and their ancient light filters through the canopy, touching the tips of the trees, the curve of the stream, the darkened stones of the distant castle, and the earth beneath you, each gleam settling softly, without demand, like a quiet hand on your shoulder, and you may sense that even in this vastness, even in the infinite quiet of night, you are fully held, fully supported, fully seen, yet without pressure or expectation. The moonlight shifts gently, brushing across your skin, across the leaves, across the slow-moving shadows of the forest floor, and the effect is subtle, nearly imperceptible, yet you feel it, and it reminds you that light itself can soothe without intrusion, that calm can arrive without force, and that the night is not merely dark, but tender, patient, and protective. The stream murmurs farther along its winding path, each ripple catching the faint silver of the moon, each gentle splash a soft punctuation in the continuous melody of night. And I invite your mind to drift along with it, if it wishes, floating on unseen currents, gliding over smooth stones, following the slow descent toward a distant, imagined pool where the water rests briefly before continuing its endless journey. And you may notice that in this drifting there is no need for thought, no need for focus, only the quiet joy of simply moving. With the flow, a weightless, effortless passage through space and sound and into the deeper layers of rest. I shift slightly beside the fire, feeling the warmth settle more fully into my bones. And imagine that same warmth radiating outward in subtle waves, a gentle, invisible current that flows across the space between us, embracing you, filling the gaps of tension in your shoulders, the heaviness in your chest, the lingering tightness in your legs, until your body feels entirely held, entirely supported, entirely at ease. Each exhale releases remnants of worry, of thought, of unfinished action, until your body seems to float just above the ground, soft and pliant, yet tethered securely by the patient gravity of earth, fire, and my steady presence. And you begin to feel as though the night itself has become a cradle, rocking you gently, invisibly, toward a deeper, quieter sleep. The castle on the distant hill, once distinct, now blends almost entirely into the silver haze of moonlight. Its towers softened, its gates dark, its courtyards silent and still, exhaling slowly in harmony with the forest and the stream, and you may imagine approaching it in your mind, or not approaching at all, simply allowing it to exist in this space of calm, its quiet, immovable presence, a reminder that some places, some moments, exist solely to provide shelter, to offer stillness, to allow the world and yourself a moment of undisturbed pause. In this way, your rest is mirrored in the landscape itself, the trees, the stream, the stones, the castle, all at peace, all patient, all undemanding. I speak now even more softly, my words mingling seamlessly with the air, the rustle of leaves, the gentle crackle of fading embers, until they are less words than vibrations of presence, a current that travels through the night and through you, threading together body, mind, and environment in a quiet tapestry of calm. There is no urgency, no expectation, no instruction, only the gentle reminder that you are safe, that you are allowed to let go fully, to surrender completely, to drift entirely into the slow, unbroken rhythm of night. The breeze brushes again across your skin, carrying the subtle scent of pine, earth, and distant water, and with each passing moment, the tension within your body diminishes further, each muscle releasing in turn, every nerve quieting, until the only movement remaining is the rise and fall of breath, even and unforced. The fire, now little more than glowing embers, continues its slow dance of light and shadow, casting elongated forms across the forest floor that shift imperceptibly with every sigh of wind, every settling of the wood, every ripple in the distant stream, and you may notice how those shadows move with a calm deliberation, as if they, too, are aware of the peace that must not be disturbed, and in observing them, you feel your mind slow further, thoughts diminishing, awareness focusing only on the soft, unbroken continuity of the night around you. Each spark that rises briefly from the embers is like a fleeting thought, appearing without insistence, shimmering, and then vanishing entirely, leaving behind nothing but the ever-present quiet, a constant reassurance that release is possible, natural, and without consequence. I adjust my cloak once more, the familiar weight settling across my shoulders, and imagine the same weight extending outward, invisible yet tangible, a protective mantle over your body, offering comfort, warmth, and the quiet assurance of my watchfulness. Every inch of you feels held, supported, free to let go entirely, to merge seamlessly with the rhythm of the world. The whisper of leaves, the gentle pull of the stream, the pulse of embers, the soft caress of wind, the distant constant rotation of stars, the muted silver of moonlight, the solid unyielding calm of earth. You are cradled within this network of presence, each element supporting the next, until the line between you and the world dissolves, leaving nothing but the enveloping embrace of night. The forest itself grows quieter still, yet every sound now, every bird settling in distant branches, every insect hum, fading, every branch shifting lightly in the breeze feels deliberate, rhythmic, companionable, and in each one you sense a layer of care and intention to preserve the tranquility that surrounds you. Your breathing slows naturally to match the steady, patient tempo of the night, deeper now, more even, each inhalation a gentle gathering of calm, each exhalation a release so complete that it feels as if your body is shedding weight it has carried for days, weeks, perhaps years, until only the quiet, profound ease of being remains. The stream's voice, faint yet continuous, becomes almost imperceptible, yet it remains a thread connecting every element. The forest, the fire, the earth, the night sky, the distant castle, and yourself. An unbroken line of presence, a lullaby without melody, a song without words, steady, patient, unhurried, guiding you deeper into sleep, without effort, without expectation. Your body follows the pattern naturally, sinking further into the earth, cradled, weightless, yet grounded, warm yet cool, fully held and fully free. Every sensation is amplified in its subtlety. The soft brush of air across your skin, the gentle warmth radiating from the embers, the faint whisper of leaves above, the steady pulse of your own heart mirroring the quiet rhythm of the world. And so the night enfolds us completely. Shadows fold in upon themselves like slow-moving waves. The forest breathes in time with you. The stream winds endlessly, carrying away every trace of tension. The castle rests in its eternal patience. The stars wheel silently above. The fire glows and wanes, and I remain beside you, a quiet sentinel, present without intrusion, still without rigidity, a constant reassurance that nothing will disturb this space. You drift ever deeper now, body, soft mind, quiet awareness, narrowed to the gentle pulse of breath and the unbroken, patient rhythm of night, until the boundary between yourself and the world around you ceases to exist, leaving only the profound, infinite embrace of calm, deep and unending, and the steady, unwavering assurance that you are safe, held, and allowed to rest fully, completely, without thought or effort, for as long as the night wills. The night has settled fully around us now, a living, breathing presence that moves gently through every branch, every stone, every ripple of the distant stream, and even through you, flowing silently, patiently, without demand. The embers have softened to a gentle, steady glow, their warmth seeping slowly into the earth beneath and into the quiet space around you. And I sit beside them still, wrapped in my cloak, a constant, silent presence, watching over this moment without intrusion, without expectation. The forest has grown hushed, the trees almost motionless, their shadows stretching long and soft, folding over themselves like the careful draping of a familiar blanket, and the night sky above wheels, slowly stars, tracing the same patient arcs they have for countless ages, unchanged and unwavering witnesses to this calm, this rest, this surrender. Your breathing is steady, unhurried, deep, each inhale gathering warmth, each exhale releasing tension, until every part of your body has softened completely, every muscle unwinding, every thought drifting lightly like leaves on the slow-moving stream. You are fully held, fully supported, fully at ease, and the world itself has become a cradle for your rest. The distant castle rests quietly under the silver glow of the moon, its gates closed, its towers and walls softened by shadow, as if the very stones have learned to breathe in tandem with the night, and you feel the same rhythm in your own chest, a slow, steady pulse that needs nothing more than to exist in harmony with the world. The stream murmurs softly in the distance, a lullaby without words, endless and patient, its sound flowing into every corner of the forest, into the spaces between the trees and into your mind where it guides you gently, effortlessly, into the deepest layers of calm, where thought itself becomes unnecessary, where the body sinks into the earth, as if gravity itself has softened to cradle you, and where the quiet is rich, full, and sustaining. Every whisper of wind, every shift of shadow, every flicker of the embers is a companion, a subtle reassurance that nothing will disturb you, that nothing is required of you now, that you are free to drift fully, deeply, and completely into sleep. I remain beside you, steady, patient, a silent sentinel, my presence woven invisibly into the night around you, offering comfort without intrusion, warmth without pressure, and guardianship without demand. The cloak I wear, the fire at my side, the cool earth beneath us, the soft caress of the wind, the patient glow of the stars, all of it becomes part of the sanctuary that surrounds you, a protective, tender embrace that carries you further and further from waking thought and into the boundless stillness of night. Every sound, every subtle movement, every trace of light becomes part of the rhythm of rest, a rhythm that guides you unerringly toward the final, gentle surrender of consciousness. And now, as your eyelids grow impossibly heavy, as your body and mind sink fully into the soft, unbroken calm, the night itself enfolds you completely, wrapping you in its quiet, infinite embrace. There is no need to hold on to anything, to remember, to plan, to struggle, or to move. Every part of you is cradled, safe, supported, aligned with the slow, enduring pulse of the world. Sleep deepens, seamless and unbroken, carrying you further into its restorative, gentle currents, while I remain beside you, a silent guardian of peace, ensuring that every shadow, every whisper of air, every distant glimmer of moonlight remains exactly as it should, steady, safe, and calm. And in this perfect stillness, the night stretches endlessly around us, infinite and tender, holding both forest and stream, castle and stars, fire and earth, and you within it, fully, entirely, without interruption, without demand, without end. The boundaries between you and the world dissolve, leaving only the profound, complete assurance that you are safe, that you are held, and that you are free to rest fully, deeply, and without thought until the night itself, ever patient, slowly gives way to the first soft light of dawn. In that dawn, the world will awaken gently, and you will rise rested, restored, carried forward by the quiet, unbroken care of the night, held in memory by the presence of the young night who kept watch, who knew the value of stillness, the power of calm, and the sacred grace of letting go, leaving you renewed, whole, and ready once again to move through the day. The night has ended its vigil, but its calm remains, woven into you, as enduring and silent as the stars themselves.